Hey guys, Ray from HWY and Boat, another Snowbird trip update. Just stopping off at this Golden Gate Petroleum. It's a little truck stop in a town called Hawthorne in Nevada, sort of western Nevada. And right now we're camped at a place called Sportsman Beach on Walker Lake. So I just came in to dump my sewer tote and get some water. Not a bad price, 10 bucks. And a nice dump station there. They also have propane and of course fuel and DEF at the pump in the back. Not a bad little truck stop. This town has a Safeway. We picked up some groceries. We've been camped out up at the lake. It's a BLM site. Where we're camped is sort of a developed site, so it's $6 a night. Unless you have the National Park, America the Beautiful Senior Pass or Access Pass, then I think it is $3 a night. They have garbage and kind of pit toilets, but not much there. They have nice shelters, picnic tables, that sort of thing. I'll give you a look at it when I drive in. Anyway, I'm just driving out of town now. So this town is famous for ammunition depot. It's the world's largest ammunition depot, Army Depot in the world. So when we drove in, we saw all these kind of bunkers and buildings and Army gear all over the place. And yeah, I was talking to a local guy, and he says, yeah, they bring a lot of the munitions and stuff here, and they either, you know, disassemble it or store it. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, it's really pretty here. Right now there's some snow on the mountains, kind of wide open spaces. I always like camping in the desert in the wide open spaces. And then we're right on what they call Walker Lake. Watch I don't speed here. And it used to be it's a natural lake, but it's only fed by some streams and stuff. So I guess over the years they've diverted the irrigation, and now it's been going downhill, getting smaller and smaller. And as it's gotten smaller, it's gotten saltier and saltier. So I guess a lot of the fish and stuff have died off. I read online that they're trying to resurrect it. A lot of the groups are buying up some of the land and getting the irrigation rights back again, so that they can start filling the lake again. There's some interesting signs when you go into the campground showing where the lake level was. It's amazing how full it used to be. Anyway, this is only about 20-minute drive into Hawthorne from where we're camped. I noticed down at the south end of the lake here, there's a herd of wild horses. Most of them seem to be black ones. Not sure if we can get down there closer. Anne really wants to photograph them. Also, there's some kind of hills and cliffs that is home to a herd of bighorn sheep. So it'd be neat to see those. There's a couple signs that say, you know, bighorn sheep crossing across the highway. 95, so it comes off. We started off down at Death Valley. Well, when I last updated you, we were in Ehrenberg, and I was getting some new trailer tires. Left Ehrenberg, and we stopped off just for an afternoon at Big Bend of the Colorado River State Recreation Area in Laughlin, and they have a really nice campground there. We didn't stay though; we were kind of moving on, but we spent the afternoon because we paid the money. I think it was $15 for out-of-state people, $10 for people that live in Nevada to dump and fill, and we got rid of some garbage and spent the afternoon. Kind of had lunch along the river there. It was really pretty. So we've just stopped off at a Nevada State Park Just paid the day use of 15 bucks, and that allowed us to use their dump station and get rid of our garbage. Now we've just come down to the river. The Colorado River goes through here. You can see we're over where they park all the trailers when they launch them. But yeah, what a pretty spot. March 15th today, Sunday. Not too many people around. Campground was pretty full though. On that side over there is the Arizona side, Bullhead City. Some beautiful houses along there. And on this side is the Nevada side. Laughlin is up there with the casinos. This little area here, kind of like a wildlife refuge. So there's just I think it's called Big Bend State Recreation Area. I could see it really gets humming here in the summer probably. Looks like you can just swim down there. Nice beach, nice shelters. So we're just gonna make ourselves some burritos and hang out under a shelter, enjoy the day. Right around 65 or 68 degrees. We drove up today from down near Blythe, Ehrenberg. We're out in the BLM land there camping while I got some new trailer tires. Got some nice Goodyear Endurance tires there, so trailer's got some new shoes. Everything's working well after all my maintenance. New bearings were greased and repacked. Brakes were checked and adjusted. So that's all working well. No overheating or anything. Anyway, we're not going to stay here tonight. We're going to move on and probably overnight at a rest stop just up the road. But thought we'd stop here, dump our tanks and fill fresh water, have a little lunch and enjoy the atmosphere. And then we moved on to where we were going to overnight. So we overnighted at a rest stop along, I'm not sure the highway, it's the one that goes into Vegas. You're coming up 95 and it goes into Vegas. A little bit before you get to Vegas, there's a town called Cal-Nev-Ari, and it's just a little pissant town, but there's a really nice rest stop, and it's got a big flat parking lot in the back, so we usually overnight there. And we wanted to overnight because we wanted to cut the time in half going to Death Valley. So we saw with the weather around Death Valley was going to be a good spot to be. We camped at a place called the Desert Pads. It's about 20 minutes outside of Death Valley if you're driving into Furnace Creek there. And it's free camping. It's an old kind of place where the mining company had a bunch of kind of portable park model homes, I guess. All that's left now is all these cement pads. And it's quite popular for people that are visiting Death Valley. I like it because it's up around 3,000 feet, so if it's quite warm in Death Valley, it's more temperate up there. I guess we stayed there 4 or 5 days. We went into Death Valley and did a couple of hikes. One through the Golden Canyon I had some photos and a little short video of. And then we moved on. We wanted to come up, this year we wanted to go up the western side of Nevada, Highway 95, because we've never actually been up 95. One year we went up 93 on the eastern side, and we've been up I-15 through Utah and Salt Lake, and we've been up 395 through California, so this is just one road we've never traveled before. Mainly because it's quite high, so you got to get the right weather. Luckily there was a bit of a little mini heat wave came, so it allowed us to get up here and enjoy it up here when the temperatures were, well, it got up to around 80 degrees a couple days. So it's been nice sunny weather and nice temperatures. Bit of a cool down coming now, but at least we got to enjoy some good weather up here. Stopped off, needed a place to stop off between this lake and Death Valley, so we stopped off near Tonopah there's a rest stop just outside of Tonopah that's called Miller's Rest, and in the back they have a big RV parking area, and you can stay there up to 18 hours, the sign even says it. So we overnighted there, quite peaceful. It's right near the highway, but at night the truck traffic kind of dies out, so it wasn't too bad. And they have actually a dump there, and they have water, but the water's turned off for the winter still, but the dump was working, and they have garbage cans and things like that. Well, we left Death Valley yesterday. I think it's like around March 24th right now. We're headed to a place called Walker's Lake. Do a few days camping there, but we needed a place to stop overnight. Miller's Rest Stop, just off the highway here, coming up 95. I think it then turns into 6 for a little bit. In western Nevada, really pretty, high country. We're up near 5,000 feet. Some snow on the mountains. But this rest stop lets you overnight. See the sign here, maximum stay in this area 18 hours. In the back here for RVs, they have a huge, pretty flat parking lot. Some picnic tables, garbage cans. There's a dump station I saw, and I saw lots of water spigots, but they're all turned off this time of year. Trees are still looking pretty wintry. Off in the distance you can see the mountains. I believe that's the Sierra Nevada. Looks like a pretty good snowpack over there. I think a lot of those mountains are up around 14,000 feet. Over towards, I think, Mono Lake, Lee Vining. Over on the other side of them is Yosemite. Anyway, we had a pretty good overnight. Lots of trucks go by, but not at night. So, pack up and continue on. Stay tuned. So after that, it was only about 2 hours to get to the lake here. And you can see I'm just starting to approach the lake. Right now it's looking a little wavy out there. When we first arrived, the first few days, it was dead calm. And there was just a beautiful, clear sheen on the water. It looked like glass sometimes with nice reflections and things like that. Now right down there is where the wild horses are. But really pretty country. I love driving through the wide open deserts of Nevada. You can see for like 50 miles in any direction. But there's some nice mountains. When we drove into here, we were driving along and we could see the Sierra Nevada over in California, and it was just fully snow-packed peaks. Looked really pretty. There's a couple turnouts here. You can stop and look at the view and see the wild horses down there. On the way here, we also passed quite a few places that had kind of wild donkeys or burros or mules. Lots of little kind of ranches along the way. Interesting little towns. We went through a town called Goldfield. Looks like kind of a summer tourist town. Lots of interesting old cars and things, and antique stores and little restaurants and things like that. Same with Tonopah. So yeah, this area looks like it's quite popular in the summer because it is high. I think right around here we're looking at an elevation pretty close to 5,000 feet. We went over a few areas up into the 6,000 foot level. So you really have to kind of watch your weather when you're coming through this area, because it does kind of get cold and snowy and icy at times. Should be coming up to a little kind of almost a ghost town. Some people seem to live there, called Walker Lake. And same thing, it looks like when this lake was a lot higher and there was a lot of fish in it, there was more recreation going on, boating and fishing. So there's remnants of old restaurants and resorts and things like that. first sign. There's serious major sheep crossing, even has flashing lights on it. I imagine the sheep want to get down to the water at times. Old sign up here, Cliff House, Lakeside Resort, old anchor wheel. Everybody tells me this little restaurant up here called Sheep Crossing or Bighorn Crossing is supposed to be amazing food. Just tucked right in over there. Bighorn Crossing. Or major sheep crossing sign again. Just gonna let this guy pass me. He's like very serious about getting going. Don't really want to speed along here if there's signs saying major bighorn sheep crossing. It would really ruin my day. Getting pretty close to the campground now. This 95, a lot of semi trucks use it. I guess it's a major artery going down towards Las Vegas, drop north. Yeah, it's over in the distance. I don't know if you can see it through the dash cam, but the RV park is just on the hill there, going down towards the lake. Walker Lake Recreation Area. So there is some other spots that are more primitive dry camping or like boondocking spots. The sign, oh, there we go. Oh, it's a baby. Wow. That's why I didn't want to go too fast. Crossing with a baby. Anne's going to be disappointed you didn't see that. We're going to go out after I get back and fill the tanks and stuff. I'm going to go back into Hawthorne. There's a couple of museums. One is kind of an old pioneer kind of history museum. I think it's Mineral County Museum or something. And the other one is a museum for the Army. This probably tells you all about the munitions and the ammo depot here. And she was going to look around for bighorn sheep, and we're also going to look around for the wild horses, so maybe she could photograph them. So here we are, Sportsman Beach. Like I said, the other ones, I don't know if you can camp for free there. The sign here said it would be $4 for the primitive camps. Oh, that guy is throwing up. Someone's getting car sick. Here we are. So when you come in here, there's maybe 20 smaller kind of back-in campsites and a vault toilet and garbage. They all have picnic tables and fire rings. But down below, there's a lot bigger sites. And don't worry bringing a big rig in here. You can turn around no problem. So there's a sign that says camping and boat ramp down here. So like it says Topaz Reservoir 1921. That's one sign. Bridgeport Reservoir 1924. This was the water level. There's another sign down here. We've got lake level 1927. Go down a little further. Lake level 1933. Weber Reservoir 1935. Lake level 1939. Yeah, so you can see it's been going down right here, 1943. So all along here you can pull in and set up and camp. See where we are down here. I think we're in site 18. It's a nice back in site. So when we came here, we thought this was the end, and further down is just a tent site and the boat ramp. So we snagged this spot, so we thought this was the end. I'm going to go a little further and show you the other sites, just so you know, because in hindsight we would have kept going, because the sites further on are nice big pull-throughs. Some of them are kind of closer to the lake. So you come down here and it shows you, just says tent that way, so you think, well, just some tent sites up here. Kind of a gravel road. Then you come around the corner here, and you have ton sites. Probably another, 15 sites. And they're very large pull-throughs, spread quite far apart. See that you put any size rig basically right on the lake there. Yeah, not too shabby for $6, $3 if you're a senior. And you can stay, I think, 14 days, it said on the sign. It's all cash payment. I didn't see a way to pay online or by credit card or anything. There's just the old Iron Ranger box. You fill out the envelope, put your cash or check in the envelope, and put it in the thing. I haven't seen a ranger come in, so I don't think this, especially this time of year, they probably don't come up too often to collect the money. And it's really kind of hard to find, so I would imagine a lot of people come down here and just free camp. Just go, oh, I didn't see the payment place. The sign's kind of all washed out by the sun too. And when you first come in up top, it doesn't really say anything. It's not until you get down here that you actually see the fee box. And I think they have day use fees as well. But we actually have the America the Beautiful National Park Pass. So yeah, not too bad. Interesting little camper. Cricket. There's a little pop-up on it. And they got Starlink. Yeah, that Starlink's an amazing thing. It just works anywhere. I haven't found a place that doesn't work yet. It works pretty good at most places too. And we can use Wi-Fi calling, so our phones will work anywhere as well. Handy for these out-of-the-way places and when we're on the boat. They have some birds here. I haven't seen too many on the water. Mostly kind of some little ducks, diving ducks and coots and things like that. A few seagulls. But like I say, mostly the lake is pretty dead, so you don't get too many birds anymore, I guess. There we are. Time to pump some water in the old Cougar.